Revenge films.
I had a feeling that my husband was cheating on me, and so I hired a private investigator to find out. My private investigator sent me a report of his findings. This wasn't the first time that my husband had an affair. When I first suspected that he was cheating on me, I questioned him about it, and he got upset with me. In the end, he denied it, and that was the end of that. This time, I was going to find evidence that he was cheating on me so that he couldn't deny it. It was really stressful for me to go on about life as if nothing was wrong. Many times I was tempted to ask him about his affair, and I was furious with my husband. I had to see a psychiatrist to deal with all this stress. I was waiting for the right moment to attack. Until then, I had to lay low. My private investigator came back to me with the evidence that I was looking for. I decided to safekeep the evidence outside my home in case my husband could see it. My good friend Mia agreed to hold on to the evidence until it was time for me to use it against my husband. Mia supported me the first time that my husband had cheated on me as well. She was very kind and understanding. She helped me in every way that she could, but the first time, I was not successful in getting my husband to admit his affair. 6 months into our marriage, my husband had taken on a debt so large that to some issues at work, he had filed for bankruptcy. I helped him overcome this hardship, and he was repaying me by being unfaithful. I was livid. And even after that, my husband continued to borrow money. Unbelievable. I stayed married to him for 7 years, but I had had enough. I wanted out. I couldn't believe that I put up with his shit for such a long time. I went to see Mia and cried at her doorstep. I was so mad at myself for marrying a douchebag. I had wasted nearly a decade of my life on this horrible man. Mia sympathized and cried with me.
Your husband is going to hell after everything he put you through. What he did to you is unforgivable. I'll support you in every way that I can.
I felt lucky to have a friend like Mia by my side. The one good thing about all this was that my husband and I didn't have kids, which made it much easier for me to leave him. I also had a full-time job, so even if I got divorced, I would be able to support myself financially. Now that I had evidence that I needed, I got in touch with my divorce lawyer to have the divorce papers drawn up. At this time, my lawyer and Mia were the only two people that knew about my plans to leave my husband. Once things started moving forward, I was going to tell my parents because I would need to ask them to let me stay with them for a while. I packed up my things and moved out of my house while my husband was away on a business trip. I had planned to stay at a hotel for the time being, but Mia offered to let me stay with her.
There's plenty of room at my place. Come stay with me.
I was so grateful to her. The following day, my husband received the divorce papers in the mail. At that time, my husband was with his lover. He also received the document detailing the amount of alimony that I would be asking for. My husband's lover suggested that he get himself a lawyer too, but then soon realized that they couldn't afford to. They called my lawyer and asked if they could pay me the money in installments instead of a lump sum. My lawyer told them that it was fine, but they would still need a parent to sign the papers as a guarantor. My husband's lover was in a panic when she realized that her parents were going to find out about the affair one way or another.
I'm sorry that you found out this way. I didn't mean to hurt you.
He was very cavalier about the whole thing. My husband wanted to pay me alimony in installments, but I said no. I was asking my husband and his lover to pay me $20,000 each. My husband's lover tried to get out of paying me by ignoring all of my calls, so I ended up getting in touch with her parents directly. She didn't expect me to look up her parents' address, so she was shocked when she found out that I had told her parents about the affair. She should have taken full responsibility from the start. I knew that if I got in touch with her parents, they would successfully get in touch with their daughter, and time would resolve the issues. I didn't want to waste my time or money looking for her, so it was a good thing that I got a hold of her parents. My husband's lover's mother was particularly upset with her daughter for having an affair with a married man. She thought that her daughter knew better, but she was wrong. The lover's parents apologized to me profusely about their daughter's bad behavior. Her parents agreed to pay the money to me first, and their daughter would pay them back with her salary. Since it was her first time to get a job, she wasn't earning much, and it would take her a very long time to pay back her parents. As for my husband, he owed me alimony as well as money that he borrowed from me to pay back his loans. Luckily, I had drawn up a document stating that I had loaned him money and that he had agreed to pay me back. My husband clearly didn't have the money to pay me back, so he suggested that I take him back and forgive him.
I'm so sorry about what I did to you. I'm such an idiot. I promise to change, so will you be willing to forgive me? Please?
I told him that I had no intention of taking him back and asked him to stay out of my life forever. He had no idea how much he made me suffer all these years. I wasn't going to waste another tear on him. I hated him for thinking that an apology was going to make it all go away. Are you out of your mind? I will never forgive you for what you put me through. I want the money in full. No exceptions.
Please don't say that! You forgave me the first time!
That was because I didn't have enough evidence and I was stupid. I'm not making the same mistake again. I should have divorced you the minute you cheated on me. I don't know why I put up with you for all these years.
I promise to change! I won't cheat on you ever again, and I'll work really hard!
I know that you're only saying that. You're not capable of change. You make me sick and I never want to see you again. Goodbye.
Ariel, please don't do this! I can't live without you!
After our divorce was finalized, my ex-husband had no choice but to start paying me the alimony that he owed me. The total amount was $75,000. I told him that he had to pay in lump sums, so he borrowed the money from his family and relatives. His parents were furious with him. They lent him the money, but they were going to make a life hell from him after for what he's done to me. I couldn't allow him to pay me in installments, but I wanted him to feel really bad about what he'd done to me, and I thought that this was the only way that I could get him to regret his decisions. If I had said yes to receiving the payment in installments, each payment amount wouldn't be high enough, and he would soon forget about the pain that he caused me. Now that everyone at his company knew about his infidelity, things were very awkward at him at the office. My ex-husband worked in the sales department, and news about his bad behavior reached his clients, and they made unfriendly remarks about him. In the end, senior management decided that it was best for the company if my ex-husband was transferred to a different department. My ex-husband ended up in a small team in charge of filing old documents. He had made fun of colleagues that ended up with his team when the person had an affair, but he was now suffering the same fate.
I feel sorry for my colleague. If I were him, I'd quit and get a job elsewhere.
Now the joke is on my ex-husband. Well, he deserved this. He did this to himself. Because the main role of his new job was to file documents, the company cut his salary by 35%. And his new desk is in the dark, gloomy room where even the happiest of people would feel depressed. After I got divorced, I took my friend Mia to dinner and thanked her for all her support.
I love this restaurant. It's so fancy and the food looks amazing.
I can't thank you enough for all that you've done for me. You even let me stay with you at your place. You're a great friend, Mia.
That's what friends are for, right?
I'm so lucky to have you as my friend.
So, tell me about your new place.
It's close to where you live now, so we can see each other whenever we want to. Yay!
Sounds great.
In fact, I rented out a room next to yours. I hope you don't mind.
Wow, I didn't know you loved me that much. We're gonna have so much fun being neighbors.
Yes, we are. And I love you very much.
Cheers to us being neighbors.
I was happy to be rid of my cheating husband who had cheated on me twice in the span of 7 years. I couldn't have gotten through this nightmare without my friend Mia, and I owe her so much. At one point, I became depressed and had to seek the help of a psychiatrist. But Mia helped me overcome my depression as well. I hope that my ex-husband and his lover regret their poor choices and learn to be better people. And I think I have a crush on Mia.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.